Good evening and welcome to the September 16th, 2015 Town Board meeting. I'll officially call the meeting to order. And I would ask that we please rise for the pledge. And tonight I'm going to ask Ed Linsku, who is with us, if he would lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Thank you. And thank you, Ed. I'd ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Cole?
Here.
LaFountain?
Here.
Metzler?
Here.
Moore?
Here.
And Quinn will be here shortly.
Thank you. We'll start off with communications and announcements, and I'll recognize our town clerk, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Penfield residents in need of a new or updated passport are invited to attend Passport Night in Penfield on Tuesday, September 29th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Penfield Town Hall, 3100 Atlantic Avenue. This service comes to Penfield through the partnership of Monroe County Clerk Cheryl Donolfo, County Legislators Debbie Draw and Dan Quattro, and myself, Penfield Town Clerk. Please call the Town Clerk's office at 340-8627 to sign up in advance. However, registration is not required. For application requirements and information, residents can visit the town's website at penfield.org or the county clerk's website at www.monroecounty.gov/clerkpassports.php, and you can always call me at 340-8629. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Recognize Councilwoman Metzler for both Rob Quinn's and her announcements, please.
Thank you. The Family First Penfield 5K Challenge 13 will be held on Sunday, September 27th. This 13th annual race will begin at the Penfield Community Center at 9 a.m. Registration is now open. Runners who register before September 21st will receive the early bird rate of $20. Those registering between September 22nd and the 25th will pay a fee of $25. And those who register the day of the race, the fee will be $28. The first 200 runners to register will receive a commemorative T-shirt. There will be over $1,000 in prizes awarded. Cash prizes will be awarded to the top male and female finishers in each age category, as well as $50 for the first masters, male and female. Computerized race results will be provided by PCR Timing Services. This year's race is sponsored by Family First Federal Credit Union, the Town of Penfield, Eastside YMCA, Nalgene, and the Genesee Valley Physical Therapy and Sports Rehabilitation. Additional information and race registration form is available online at penfieldrec.org. For questions, please call Penfield Recreation at 340-8655 and press option 6. Also, please remember that school has started, the days are getting shorter, and many of our youngest residents are waiting at bus stops, crossing roadways, and are just outside being kids. Take extra care while driving for their sake and yours. The Town of Penfield will host a one-day recycling event for Penfield residents on Saturday, October 10th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Public Works Complex, 1607 Jackson Road. Services for the day are secure document destruction, metals and appliance recycling, brush disposal, and clothing and linens donations. There will be no electronics recycling at this event. Recycling day is for Penfield residents only. Proof of residency will be checked at the gate. Please direct any questions you have to the Department of Public Works, 340-8710, or visit penfield.org for additional information on this event. Finally, the Penfield Recreation and Local History Room will sponsor the second annual Historic Penfield Road Rally on Saturday, September 26th, beginning at 11 a.m. at the Penfield Community Center. A road rally is a scavenger hunt by car where teams compete against each other, finding clues and solving riddles to lead them from location to location. Rally around Penfield as you explore some of our town's past. Enjoy a fall ride around the countryside as you solve, search, and find all the secret locations on the rally route. A delicious box lunch will be presented at one of the stops for you to take with you so you can picnic at your leisure. Team's entry fee is $30 per couple, $10 for each additional rider. Registration will be open beginning September 8th online at penfieldrec.org. That's all I have for this evening.
Great. Thank you very much. come join the First Baptist Church for Flapjack Saturday Community Fundraiser. That's this Saturday, the 19th, from 8 to 10. This is a program that First Baptist Church holds from September to June on the third Wednesday of each month. And all the proceeds from that program will go to a particular organization in support of that organization. And this Saturday, it will help support the Shepherd Home. So all of those donations for September will go to the Shepherd Home. So we want to thank and recognize First Baptist Church for their community fundraiser, being part of the community, supporting the community, and certainly helping the community in so many valuable ways. Look forward to it, and I think there's a few flapjacks with my name on it. The second item is I would like to briefly read some excerpts of a proclamation that I presented to Heathwood this past Monday. On Sunday, this past Sunday the 13th, and then runs through the 19th Saturday. It is National Assisted Living Week, and the theme for this year is Nourishing Life, Mind, Body, and Spirit. And I had an opportunity to attend a kickoff, read the proclamation, and introduce Maureen McGuire, who was their guest speaker for that event. And just a couple excerpts from that proclamation. Whereas the theme of National Assisted Living Week 2015 is Nourishing Life, Mind, Body, and Spirit. In celebration of the countless ways assisted living caregivers nurture the whole resident. In return, the residents and their loved ones nourish the lives of the team members and volunteers by sharing their spirit and inspiring lives. And whereas Penfield is known as a wellness community with tradition of honoring its residents, National Assisted Living Week gives us the opportunity to truly celebrate the presence and contributions of our elders. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Supervisor Tony LaFountain, do hereby proclaim the week of September 13th through 19th, 2015 as Assisted Living Week in the town of Penfield. I urge all citizens to volunteer in an assisted living community, to visit friends and loved ones who reside in these communities, and to learn more about how assisted living services benefit the greater Penfield community. And be it further resolved that the Penfield Town Board and Penfield residents extend their appreciation for Heathwood, Penfield's dedicated service to our community elders. Best wishes for the entire Heathwood Penfield community, staff, caregivers, residents, and families. And it's dated September 14th, and this is on behalf of the entire town board. So please recognize all of those individuals that support National Assisted Living Week. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The Young, Open, and Honest Players announce auditions for its production of Fools, a comic fable by Neil Simon, on Monday, October 5th at 4 p.m. at the Penfield Community Center. If you need more information, please visit penfieldrec.org. Also, Penfield's annual Taste in the Blues will be held on Saturday, September 19th at the Penfield Amphitheater and Kiwanis Stage from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This free event includes chili judging, beer sampling, and blues music. And yes, Supervisor LaFountain's chili will once again be there. Anyone who has a favorite chili recipe is invited to enter the chili contest. Chili entries will be judged by a panel. Prize packages will be awarded to the top 3 in each category. Registration forms and rules for the chili contest can be found at Penfield Rec at 1918 Baird Road, or visit the website penfieldrec.org, or call 340-8655 extension 6. Thank you.
I have 3 announcements. Penfield historian Kathy Knauer will lead a walk at Oakwood Cemetery on Friday, September 25th. This will be a continuation of a walk for Penfield Heritage Association that was rained out in June. Interested people should meet at the flagpole at Oakwood Cemetery at 7 p.m. For further information, please call the local history room at 340-8740. And Penfield Rotary and the town of Penfield will sponsor our 5th annual community bike drop on Saturday, October 3rd at the Penfield Community Center, 1985 Baird Road, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Keep those old and unwanted bikes out of the landfills by donating them to a good cause. All bicycles collected will be donated to our community bikes for redistribution to the needy children and adults in the Rochester area. All types of bikes are needed, including children's tricycles, toddler plastic bikes, and bike parks. Receipts will be available, and we've been doing this will be the 5th year, and we've collected over 1,000 bikes during this time. So if you have a bike, it seems like Penfield's always ready to donate one. So please remember October 3rd. And lastly, my community chat will be Tuesday, October 20th, from 5:30 to 7 in the new book area at the library. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cole. Mr. Horowitz.
I have no further announcements tonight,
Okay,
Mr. Supervisor.
great. Thank you, sir. We next move to public participation. There's 2 opportunities to address the board on any matter. You can do that several ways. If you're in the audience, you can address the board here at the podium. You can call in from home at 340-878-6661, or you could log on at penfield.org. And so I'd ask, is there anyone in the audience that'd like to be recognized? And Ed Lindskog, who honored us in leading us in the pledge tonight, and a former resident of High School Drive and current resident of Legacy Willow Pond.
40 Willow Pond Way. A couple of items. On Saturday, the IBW held its annual clam bake, and I had an opportunity to talk to Cheryl Alfo, and we expressed our displeasure at the county's participation with a solar farm that's going to be built in Penfield and not being required to use local labor. So if any of you have any more correspondence with Maggie Brooks or Cheryl, why please express our displeasure that it was probably appropriately bid, but we'd certainly rather see local labor than somebody from Buffalo coming in here and putting in our solar farm. The other issue is with our developing sidewalk trails. I think the Trails Committee is going to be looking for some kind of a logo or design that we can put on telephone poles or lamp poles or sidewalk, stencil on the sidewalk or something. Sidewalk maps are available, but nobody knows when they're on the trail because there's no designations on the trail proper. So that's something we're going to be pursuing in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Good to see you. Seeing no one else in the audience, we'll move on to additions and deletions to the agenda, please.
Mr. Supervisor, under Public Works, Resolution number 175 will be withdrawn at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. So noted. The next item is the minutes. We have the August 19th, 2015 minutes before us. Would entertain a motion of approval of those minutes.
I move that the minutes of August 19th be approved.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Has the town board, town clerk, or town attorney received any petitions since our last meeting? Seeing none, we move on to resolution by function, starting with law and finance, please.
Authorization for MRB Group PC to provide additional services for the installation of sanitary sewers within the Parkview Drive, White Village Drive area.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town board recognized a significant level of resident support for the construction of sanitary sewers within the Parkview Drive, White Village Drive area. And whereas the town board, based on this support, authorized the preparation of a request for proposal for final engineering and design. Whereas the proposed date, November 13, 2012, by MRB Group, provided an estimate for professional engineering services. Whereas on January 23, 2015, bids were opened for this project and Fine Line Pipeline Incorporated was the low bidder. Whereas on August 27, 2015, the MRB Group submitted a proposal for the additional services for design for the required water main crossing in an amount not to exceed $3,000 based on new requirements from the Monroe County Health Department. Now therefore be it resolved that based on the submitted estimate prepared by the MRB Group on August 27, 2015, the town board hereby authorizes them to provide the water main crossing design for the Parkview Drive White Village Sewer Project in an amount not to exceed $3,000. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Budget transfer, buildings.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town board awarded J&B Installation Incorporated the contract for installation of a new roof for the highway garage per resolution 15T-164. Whereas there is sufficient funding in the 2015 budget in the general fund. Now be it resolved that the following budget transfers be approved. From Buildings, Town Hall for $68,050 to Highway Garage for $68,050. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing none, a roll call vote.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a contract for banking courier services.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the town is in need of professional courier services to transport the town's daily receipts from the town hall, the recreation department, town court, and town library. Whereas the town requires such courier service, provide professional bonded drivers with insurance coverage acceptable to the town attorney. Now, be it resolved that the proposal received from Loomis meets requirements of the town at a monthly cost of $866. Be it further resolved that the supervisor be authorized to sign a service agreement with Loomis for banking courier services effective September 21st, 2015 for a one-year period.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign the Arundecoit Bay Coordinating Committee's intermunicipal agreement.
Moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Penfield hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign the Arundecoit Bay Coordinating Committee's intermunicipal agreement that reflects the current interests of the involved parties, a copy of which is on file with the town clerk, and the agreement update and replaces the 2010 agreement, which authorizes the supervisor to sign said agreement by Resolution 10T-159 dated July 7th, 2010.
Right, thank you. Discussion? This resolution, excuse me, this intermunicipal agreement is also signed by the county executive and the supervisors from Arundecoit and Webster, in addition to myself, as part of this whole intermunicipal agreement for the IBCC, the Arundecoit Bay Coordinating Committee. Seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Granting a conditional use permit to allow a restaurant with outdoor dining at 1400 Empire Boulevard, known as the South Point Grill.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to Article 3-3-94 of the Code to allow a restaurant with outdoor dining at 1400 Empire Boulevard in the LaSalle Landing Development Zoning District. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Penfield held a public hearing on September 2nd, 2015 at 7 p.m. to consider said application and to hear all persons interested in this permit for a sit-down restaurant with outdoor dining. Whereas the Town of Penfield, or the Penfield Town Board, acts as lead agency within the meaning of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR. Now therefore be it resolved that the applicant's request for a conditional use permit for a sit-down restaurant and outdoor dining is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions. And Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to acknowledge that there are roughly 11 conditions, and just about all of these apply to, your standard restaurant conditions that most restaurants within the town of Penfield have to adhere to. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Approval of an incentive zoning application and final subdivision and site plan approval to allow 10 residences in Phase 4 of the Abington Place subdivision on 3.06 acres at 1229 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas pursuant to Local Law 2 of 2003, known as the Town of Penfield Incentive Zoning Law, on May 4th, 2011, the Town Board granted preliminary overall approval of 99 single-family residents and final approval for 28 residents in Phase 1 of Abington subdivision. Whereas the Town Board has subsequently granted final subdivision site plan approval for Phase 2 and Phase 3 of this subdivision. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Penfield held a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on September 2nd, 2015 at 7 p.m. to hear and consider the application and to hear all persons interested on the question of granting this final subdivision and site plan approval to allow the 10 single-family homes on 3.06 acres. Whereas the Town of Penfield, acting as lead agency within the meaning of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, known as SEQR, has classified this proposal as unlisted action prior to granting preliminary overall subdivision and site plan approval. Now therefore be it resolved that the subject application for incentive zoning, final subdivision, and site plan approval for the 10 lots in Phase 4 of the development be and the same are hereby approved, subject to the following conditions. And Mr. Supervisor, I would also like to acknowledge that there are roughly 26 different conditions that seem pretty consistent with the approvals that were given in, the subdivision, Phase 1, 2, 3, and now this is Phase 4. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Further discussion or comments? Seeing none, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting an informal neighborhood discussion meeting for an incentive zoning proposal at 1271 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road.
Move.
Second.
Whereas William Vendel at 1267 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road in Webster requests a informal neighborhood discussion with the town board regarding possible construction of 27 single-family residential lots on 12 acres located at 1271 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road. The property is now or formerly owned by William J. Vendel Jr. and Laura Vendel and is zoned RA-2. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Penfield shall hold this informal discussion at the town hall on October 21, 2015 at 7 p.m. to consider the said conceptual plan and discuss with all persons interested on the question of the possible 27 residential lots on 12 acres. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion?
I'd just like to point out, Mr. Supervisor, that this is an informal discussion with the neighborhood to learn more about this project. It is not a public hearing.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no further discussion, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting a public hearing for a conditional use permit and preliminary and final site plan to allow additions totaling 660 plus or minus square feet to the Nothnagel Realty Building at 1797 Penfield Road.
Moved. Second. Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit and preliminary and final site plan approval pursuant to Article 3-3-97 and 9-9-2 of the code to allow a 375 square foot first floor addition and a 288 square foot second floor addition to the building at 1797 Penfield Road located in the Four Corners. Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing on October 7, 2015 at 7 p.m. to consider said application of these additions to this building. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Discussion? Comments? Seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting a public hearing for a conditional use permit to allow a hair salon and spa at 2105 5 Mile Line Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to Article 3-3-97 of the code to allow a hair salon and spa at 2105 5 Mile Line Road in the Four Corners zoning district. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on October 7th, 2015 at 7 p.m. to hear all persons interested in this application for the issuance of this conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. As Councilwoman Metzler mentioned, 15T-175 resolution has been withdrawn. And the last resolution, authorization for supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
This authorizes the town supervisor to sign 3 recreation contracts, and they're for instructors and directors of camps.
Okay, thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, I ask for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you. This brings us to old business. Any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none, is there any new business to come before the board this evening? Okay, again, seeing none. The next item is a little bit of a special item, and a friend who represents the Friends. Mary Maley is in the audience this evening, and there's a pretty special event that is currently going on just a couple of miles down the road at our community center, which houses our library. And Mary would just welcome you to the podium to give us a little bit of update as to what's going on and how are things going, and is it going to be another great successful program?
You know, you never know, because things have changed in the book sale business, because there aren't as many book dealers, and they used to be a huge part of our sale, but we're working real hard, and it's a great turnout so far. And I want to welcome everyone that's listening to this to please come by to there's nothing like the Penfield Used Book Sale. There's 4 big rooms filled with at least 50 categories of 85,000 items, including books, CDs, puzzles, games, videos, records, computer software, and I was at the cashier table today, and I saw every one of these things. It's a really big deal. And I want to specify the dates. We started yesterday, and we're going full today. But tomorrow, Thursday, September 16th, we're open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday is a really special day. It's September 18th. We're open 10 to 6, and everything is half price. And then on Saturday, September 19th, you bring a bag, sort of like a grocery store, like Wegmans or Tops, cloth bag, and you can fill it for $3. And Saturday's hours are 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. I recommend that whenever you come, that you do bring bags or books to carry your selections. That way, we don't have those things readily available. We do have a few, but if you bring your own, and we feel that if you do, you'll buy more, all to the better. So I think that's all I have to say. It's a great, great event. If you saw the 4 rooms, you'd be shocked. And everybody tells us that comes in there how great the sale is, that they can't stand it because they want so much, and that we have the best book sale in Monroe County. I think it's because it's so all year long, they sort all the donations into specific categories. So I have a couple of these. You know, one of the great things was this in the recreation brochure. It's a wonderful thing because it goes to every Penfield home, and hopefully they saw it. I have a couple of these for any of you that might want it and to refer to, or just our everyday flyer. I will say one thing, finally. I was the director of Penfield Library 6 years ago, and nothing meant more, except for the town of Penfield, and the support they show the library than what the Friends could provide the library to make it the best library it can be. Because we got all our programs, if you remember, all the summer reading games, all the programs and speakers all year round, anything that's above and beyond the operating budget, the laptops that we let people, that we have instructions on for people to learn, so many things that are because of the Friends, what they earn in this book sale. So thanks for this opportunity to encourage people to come. I hope to see you all. I know so many people that come in, and it's a lot of fun. Some guy today came in and bought 30 Westerns. He says there's just nothing like it anywhere to have that. And they were, 50 cents each. I mean, this is like a miracle. And he sends them around to all his friends and takes them to Florida. I mean, these are the little stories you like to hear and see. They're all so happy. So.
Great. So if you're looking for some excitement, get some good books, materials, CDs, DVDs, puzzles, games, and everything. The
Those beautiful
39th,
books.
the 39th annual Penfield Library Book Sale, and it's the best game in town.
It is.
And it goes to a worthwhile cause with all the different things that you
So
do to support.
worthwhile. So worthwhile. Many people give us the change left over because it's for the library, and they know it is. And if they don't know, one person actually asked me, what's this for? And I told them. I was the right one to ask, I'll tell you that. 'Cause I really know how much it means to the library.
Excellent.
So-
Thank you, Mary. Thank you
all
for
the
taking the
staff.
time. Good luck. And we look
Thanks.
forward to either Bunny or a member of the Friends to come back and give us an update as to how well you did. And we're hoping for a banner year.
I know, it's the greatest thing. So thank you again for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mary.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the board on any matter? Seeing none and seeing no further business to come before the board, the September 16th, 2015 Town Board meeting is adjourned at 7:36 p.m. Thank you to those that participated. Also, thank you to Penfield TV. Have a good evening.